rotation. And we'll see what it is that OMG changes. And there it is, the Lucian ban coming on through. Trying to deny some of that mid-game presence out from Jaculov. And we'll see if that is going to be enough. I feel like something more has to change than just banning the Lucian. I don't feel like the Lucian necessarily was the big issue coming out from that side. Because now you've banned the Lee Sin, you've banned away the Lucian. It means that LeBlanc is now open potentially for rookie.
Yeah, and I mean, Hover, so Top Esports are acknowledging, hey, you left it up this time, guys. I think straight away, though, we're still going to see at the very least Maokai AD, unless Top Esports want to give us a first rotation LeBlanc. I mean, rookie, he's pretty good at the champ, right, Munch? He's not that bad. And they will just first pick it. All right, cool. I'm down for this.
He's been known to dabble in LeBlanc. You know, he's got... I mean, he only has one skin on the champion. So really, how scary can it be? Yeah, we've got Rookie's LeBlanc. We've got his signature champion. We've got his world skin in play for Top Esports. And I mean, that is powerful because now Jaculov grabbing that Aphelios, taking it away from Abel. We just talked about how Aphelios was very much a crux of the OMG strategy.
Okay.
Previous time these two played, Zaya now locked in for OMG and the Rakan instantly to follow.
Yeah, so I think this should just be Nautilus here for Mark. I don't think there's any reason not to. Speaking of IG skins, there's a couple on the opposite side now for OMG
True.
as well. It would be pretty funny if they decided to rock it. We'll see whether or not OMG kind of give them the little bit of flair, a little bit of XDD. But I think
isn't that Samsung Galaxy? IG is Kai'Sa though.
Kai'Sa, yeah. I think I'm thinking of the Kai'Sa skin. Yeah, you're right. Is it IG Rakan or is it Samsung White Rakan as well? I think it's
Samsung White as well. Yeah.
I mean, you know, one season apart. You know, cut me a bit.
And let's be honest, the
season
skins do look very similar. They're like black and white skins.
Yeah,
I can see where you were coming from. Let's get back to the draft though, because we've got a Renata locked in for Mark, which this is something that actually PP God was known very much for. I feel like PP God, one of our biggest Renata enjoyers in the LPL, but taking it away, denying that dive potential from both the Wukong and the Rakan.
Yeah, definitely does. Rakan kind of gets a little bit hamstringed in the lane. You can get handshook out of your W, and also just generally, unless you're coming at it with a flank, it's pretty telegraphed, right? The Rakan engages a lot of the time, and at the very least, you should be able to pressure your Arki, as they're in a lot of the times. We've flown through the bans also, by the way, and Top Esports just removing away a couple of dive options here from Cream between Akali and Vex. Real nice callouts. I like those, especially the Vex one, just because it's a little more like left field, but can definitely be a little bit of an annoying matchup to play out from the LeBlanc side. As more way we would respect. Will we see Cassante? No, we're going to see Viego actually, which is a very, very interesting call out, which says to me that they don't mind if Tien goes towards this Maokai again. But I feel like Top Esports wouldn't mind either, realistically. I think just trying to hamstring a little bit of the power of the mid-jungle 2v2 that can come from the mid lane when you've already got LeBlanc, and trying to sort of nail down the potential skirmish power. And with that in mind, Tien just indexes into the Sejuani, more team fighting prowess, and I don't think Top Esports mind either way about this.
Yep. Interesting to see Sejuani with a ranged mid laner. Quite often you do see melee in both of your solo lanes if you're going to go for a Sejuani, but regardless, I'm sure he'll be able to find effect on that. Is it going to happen? The blind pick Rumble for the top side for Shaji. You bet your bottom it is. Rumble locked in the top lane. And what do we see for the mid lane? Because Cream could go with his signature Ari as well. Tristana.
I like Trist here. I like Trist because I think now you can have, at the very least, a very serviceable laning phase into LeBlanc. And up in the top side, it gets kind of difficult to pick a lot of melee champions and survive the lane, right? You would have to call Tien up there towards the top side to really make a big mess of the top lane. Irelia, off the top of my head, I think is okay into Rumble, actually. So this would be a very, very fun matchup if Wayward decides to go towards it. This is what you would usually expect, however, with the pairing of Sejuani and Jax. However, in isolation, I'm just going to say it, this lane sucks for Jax. It is really, really hard to play out. In the 1v1, you jump on Rumble, you get double harpooned, and then sometimes, more times than not, as Rumble, you walk away from the Counter-Strike, or at the very least, Jax is so slowed that he can't trade onto you, and then he has to walk out from the Flame Spitter. So Jax loses the trades a lot of the time. So I think Top Esports might actually have to give a little bit of time over to Wayward on the top side, which could be quite fun because, well, Rumble lanes with Wukong there as well. I think we could see bloodshed more on the top side than we do on the bottom side this game much.
Could be an exciting one. As on the side of OMG, compositionally, you've got a bit of a full house. Yordles over Vestians. Then for Top Esports, not really going with the thematic draft in the same way. But like you say, a lot more excitement in the early game here. A bold Jax lock-in for Wayward. Could be a tough laning phase for him, but we'll have to find out if that's going to be the case. The thing I'm looking at, though, is Rookie versus Cream in the mid lane. It was a fairly quiet matchup to start us off in game number 1 today, but Rookie blind picks the signature LeBlanc. I'm assuming going to lock in his own skin as well, as he usually does. But Cream going with the Tristana to try and answer. Very aggressive picks, a lot of proactivity on both sides. And we'll see how they can influence game number 2.
There you go.
There it is.
There's the skin you asked for. Always does it. I mean, you'd have to, right?
So.
There's no way you could be a world champ. Have a skin
well,
for a
you say
champ.
that. Do you know, there was an interview with Ruler talking about his world skin, asking why he didn't use his world skin. And he said he saves his world skin for really important games. It's like that extra level that he can always go to. Whereas Rookie, he's happy to just swag it out on the Rift. And rightly so, I would be too.
Right? It's two different mentalities.
I absolutely
like,
would be too.
Rookie's like, you know, I'm a world champ. What are you going to do about it? And then for Ruler's like, his Super Saiyan form.
Yeah.
He's like, I need it now. As Wayward doing the very traditional Jax thing, you know, you might want to try sit. If you're on the blue side, you might sit in the tri-brush, try and catch the enemy laner off guard if they've gone for a leash. On the red side, kind of a similar thing. You just sit in that third brush. Prepared for, though, by OMG. So I won't get caught off guard. And also an additional thing I want to just briefly notice that Shanji's got the Ignite. Not uncommon to see with Rumble lanes, where you just want to get the full-blown lane pressure. So we'll see how Wayward decides to navigate that with that in mind.
We'll have to see. Shanji obviously had that ward. We could see the ward. Wayward couldn't. Counter-Strike going to come on through, though, and it does mean Wayward gets a decent trade. There's another Harpoon lands. And I want to add something. You know, in game number 1, when we're talking about OMG, the last time they made it better than 9th, 10th place in the LPL, 2017, Mark could be in trouble in the bottom side. It's a 2v2 potentially going to happen. Mark down. First blood for Abel.
Oh boy. That's the 2v2 that we're used to seeing, where Jackie Love and Mark, they go a little bit, if I'm to go Twitch chat here, a little bit XDD. They kind of just overstep, and are they just going to recall on level 1? They are. All right, fair enough. The wave is stacking, right? And if PP Gold can hold this feels pretty good. So 2v2, just a straight up overstep here from Mark, gets caught out. And, you know, personally, I feel like Zai and Rakan aren't always the strongest 2v2, but it's about the level 1, all right, between the W starts. And Mark also, being highlighted here by the observers, has started E, hasn't started Q to try and interrupt the potential W engage either, and just gets run down for his troubles.
Yeah, absolutely taken out of the play. Jackie Love somehow almost 20 CS up off the back of it, but you can expect Abel will be able to sweep a lot of the CS up down in that bottom side. Now the wave is crashing. Every time I try and make a story point in this series, Gerarda, action kicks off. So I'm going to start another story point, see if we can get a fight going for everyone at home. I mentioned 2017. Look, it happens again. It's Rookie and Cream trading.
All right, just keep talking about story. We get blood. Like go, quick, another one.
2017 was the last time OMG did better than 9th, 10th place in the LPL playoffs. Well, guess who was on the squad that knocked them out of playoffs back then? Guess who was the team that shut down their run? It was IG. It was Rookie. And now, here in playoffs, once again, OMG doing the best they have done in a long time. Rookie 1-0 up against them. This is personal, not just for OMG's players, because, I mean, none of these guys were a part of that. But for the fans, for OMG's fans, the old school fans, this one is personal.
This one is personal. And old heads will probably remember that as a very painful time. I'm just assuming here. I'm way too young to know. I'm gonna make you feel old anytime I can, just because of the age difference. I'm sorry.
I mean, I wasn't doing LPL in 2017. That's even before my time.
True. But still, 6 years. It's a long time ago.
It does feel like a long time ago, doesn't it? Tien hovering on the bottom side, but we'll reset here. See decent vision control around the Drake here. Other side of top esports, where they've got a ward coming out of Raptor entrance, you've got a ward for the Tribrush entrance, and then you've got the Scuttle Crab as well. Aki cannot play on this bottom side without getting spotted.
No, it's really difficult. I think maybe just wait until level 6. For now, the priority still is very much in OMG's favor, so I think that's going to be fine. Maybe an early Dragon here off the back of these Raptors could be a pretty nice call. This wave, however, it's going to crash at a bit of an awkward place. Could get mostly cleared out here, especially because of the guns Jackie love. So maybe the Dragon, bit of a hard option, but still priority in the mid lane. Priority still remains here on the next wave, so I expect, yeah, this Dragon will get kicked off. We'll see whether or not top esports try and respond. You can see the chase down coming in.
Big damage out from Jackie Love here. The Feathers will deny any immediate follow-up, but Tien is here. PP got the target, does manage to dodge for a little bit there. Graviton back in play, but I don't know if he has the Q. There it is. Able now to target. Ignited. The force away, but Shanji's here. He's traveled down from the top side to sweep up some kills. A double kill as he sets top esports ablaze.
What's the rat doing down here? Shanji just comes in with an awesome roam. Doesn't even have ult either. This is just a pre-level 6 roam from Shanji, and the wave looks great too. On the top side, what an amazing timing. As that's really set OMG into such a good position now, and even individually for himself, as long as he can get to the wave in a nice enough time. I mean, Cannon as well, he's barely gonna miss it. I cannot overstate how good a roam this was from Shanji in terms of timing. We're able to put down a little bit of pressure. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Should be fine to walk out. Right.
Or will he? Because Shanji just hit level 6. Wayward in all kinds of trouble. Grandmaster's might. Okay. And Shanji holds the ult. Doesn't even burn it.
Okay. Had to take a breath there. Wayward was definitely in potential threat of getting all in. Doesn't happen. One bonus to what happened down there in the bottom side is the Dragon didn't go down. So top esports feel okay about that. Oh, I love the observers. Look at him. He's on his way. He's getting it. He's getting it. It's going to take some time.
It's a long old walk. It's a long old walk to Dragon from there.
It is. But you can see, right? I think Jackie love Mark just because I'm sorry, I love these
blast code, Shanji. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Where's the oh, this is great observing though, and yeah. So the wave is where it is. So Shanji's never going to miss much. The Gravitum is why top esports get kind of baited into this chase, and sure they get able, but they just lose so much else that it just doesn't feel worth ever. And Shanji now 2 kills to the good. Every time he shows up to an objective, he's gonna be massive.
It's the fact that he's doing this without TP. Like, we see top laners with TP have less map impact than that. But, you know, he was the guy that was bringing the level 1 Science TP into lane, right? He was the guy that's brought all of this creativity to the top lane. Over the time he's been playing Cream, all in the mid lane as Rookie does have his chains. We'll be able to avoid potential kill there in the mid lane. Rookie about to have his Mimic up available as well. Tien now getting a bit of pressure. 4 players on the bottom side for OMG, but won't go for the invade. Won't even go for the Dragon just yet, although maybe Aki started it. No, still playing a little safe for now. Keep got an this feels tense, Jamada. This feels like neither team willing to give this Drake up.
No one wants to. And I think after what we just saw, we're going to have to also keep an eye on the top lane wave state. And just be like, hey, does Shanji have a window to roam? Speaking of roams, I think Cream would have maybe made his way all the way to the top side if there was no scuttle. Rookie. Not going to go over the wall. Well, face check. Well, with his face. And like you said, no one really wants to give up that Dragon, so it seems like attention will just shift focus over towards the Herald, and I mean, why not? If you're OMG, you've got 2-0 Rumble up here. Equalizer, still in the year 2023, very powerful in these objective skirmishes.
I mean, it's huge. It is the reason why Rumble is such a strong champion as Wayward. Actually going very aggressive. Grandmaster's mic comes out. He's only got boots, and he's looking for a solo kill anyway. Shanji 1 HP, but somehow survives and burns him down. Tien now blocks the ultimate by Aki. and Cream's arrived. It's all going sideways for top Esports as TN forced out to play Rookie. Back into things. Aki goes down. Cream versus Rookie 1v1. Jumps out, but Cream follows him. Won't go for the kill.
Oh, that was so close. Wayward, you can't really fault him for trying, but he just has to respect that Aki could be up here, man. Ends up getting the 1v1 interrupted, turned around on, and then just too many members. You know, TN oversteps his bounds, goes into the river, looking for the turnaround, gets run down as well. Let's see how this starts. It's just, I mean, to be fair, Shanji does not have to walk up with this wave. It's also a really bad time because he's not anywhere near overheat, so his damage output potential is just so much lower. Does just about get over here, and also another moment in the very long case study of why you pop your pots when you're fighting. Good job, Shanji. As TN, yeah, already used his Q to try and close the gap. No flash. Can't get over the wall. Does get a little bit of damage back in return to help Rookie get that kill back onto Aki, but yeah, as you can see, Cream just doesn't quite have the DPS to also find Rookie. No one got the Herald, just like no one got the Dragon. So we're back to square one.
This is what I expected coming into the series, Jabana.
Right.
Was fighting back and forth with these neutral objectives, fighting tooth and nail for the early game lead. This time around, though, despite the lack of objectives, it is OMG with that lead early on in the game. Wayward just about escaping here. And I want to bring up a statistic that I brought up right at the very start of the day, and that's the top Esports in the regular split did not win a single game when they were behind at 15 minutes. Wayward playing with fire quite literally there, staying around. TN's in the area as well. They changed that against WE though, and now looks to change it against OMG as well. The CC changes there. Wayward's still burning though! And Shanji just 2v1s and PP got in onto the play as well! Oh my days, it could not be going worse with top Esports.
The fire rat is too much to deal with mid lane. The rocket rat? Yes, just rocket jumps away. We do love yodels as OMG get everything and more. It's such an insane turnaround, and I mean, this is just the thing about Rumble, man. There's so much burst damage potential at this early stage. You just don't really expect it. You just really don't sometimes, and Wayward not respecting the potential. I think it's because he just about gets the Flame Spitter cast off as he's stunned up. So you see here, starts it, and Wayward's still in the cone. So he's burning down to the DPS. It's overheat damage as well. And PP God also here, really nice for Shanji to just close the gap so he can get the engage off sooner. And you can see OMG coaching staff. Kind of game facey, but very tense. I'm very happy.
They're happy with the play, but they know that there is still a long way to go in this series. But, you know, we were saying after game number 1, I'd love to see Shanji on a carry once more. I didn't expect a performance like this. What a day so far. 4-0 and 2. Absolutely massive performances. Rookie just going to zip over and steal away a red buff. Don't mind if I do. 2-0-0 on Rookie. Feels like he's going to be the one that has to carry top Esports if they want any chance in this game, because right now, 5,000 gold down. This is all about OMG.
Yeah, it is. Every single lane is ahead at the moment. 5,000 gold lead.
I mean, look at that top lane, man. 4-0-2, 20 CS lead as well, and has taken the tower. I mean, I want to see that individual gold lead because it must be absurd.
You're right, Munch. You're right. I think, though, this is going to be a good test for OMG this game because they've already got that top tower. And often when you break a tower, especially like top lane in a long lane where, you know, you could have rundown situations where if you catch a wave too high up, you get caught out very easily. OMG, they're going to have to move Shanji around very efficiently, as he's actually just trying to hold a freeze. I think still very much capable of being dove. It's just very difficult in the sense of the amount of damage that can come back out from the Rumble. Ooh. As this is really creative, but Wayward's kind of low on mana, so I don't know how much DPS he can afford over a long period of time.
Problem is as well, you're kind of relying on Shanji face checking this. If Shanji doesn't move over to you, that wave ain't ever going to crash itself.
No. So I think he's fine. And just paying a lot of respect. He's just farming with E for the most part. Hits level 11. Big power point for Rumble, of course. next point in the R. And
perhaps this is the longest play in the history of top lane. There we go, Rico comes through and he realizes he's wasted his time. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But hey, look, we came into game number 2 saying we need more proactivity from OMG. We've absolutely seen that. And it feels like top esports are kind of out of sorts already. We're only 14 minutes into the game.
Yeah, all it took was one bad play, and then we get top esports that we've known since about week 3. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, I think OMG just need to keep the pace, though, to sort of bring ourselves back down to earth a little bit. They've already moved PP God Unable to the mid lane, which I really quite like. Put Cream on the side lane. Be the demolitionist that Tristana wants to be. Try and break down the towers. Feel good about it. Wait for the next dragon to come up. As long as you can secure mid lane priority on that specific wave, and I think also Shanji coming down at sort of like 40 seconds, shoving the wave when there's 40 seconds away on the top side, moving down then, because remember Shanji no teleport, right? He's got the ignite. Also going to be crucial. So where he moves around on the map will have to be tracked as well. But I just wonder, like, how long will it take for top esports to really feel comfortable about taking a fight, right? Because they're so far behind in gold at the moment that you don't really want to try and go toe to toe as things stand. And especially with a rumble on the map, fighting objectives just feels horrible when you've only really got one form of hard engage from the Sejuani.
There is a silver lining, though, and that's that these objectives took so long to go down at the start of the game that actually there isn't a soul for like another 15 minutes yet. Like, we're a long way away from any significant objective threat. In the meantime, potentially a pick. PP God escapes, though, and it's Rookie to go down instead. Cream with the resets. That's 2 already. As Wayward next on the chopper block, knocked away by the Buster shot after the leap strike. That's insane. Another double for Shanji, and the full house composition comes up trumps.
Oh man, that's so rough for Wayward. You have to feel for him a little bit to not even pick up 1 kill onto anyone there. But I mean, top esports, I don't know, quarter sleep of the wheel. Shanji there, no, maybe they just weren't expecting that. And again, fighting into a rumble at this stage. He's 6-0-3.
Yeah.
This is like a solo queue rumble, man. This is like, you know when you don't see champions in solo queue for a really long time, and then you're like, hey, oh yeah, I forgot that champion exists, and then they just like stomp whoever they're laning against. This feels like that game, maybe for top esports, dealing with the rumble.
Look, this is not the first time either that has been the case with Shanji playing this rumble, right? Feel like every so often we kind of forget about it. Every so often we don't see it for a while. He's been playing Cassante, Sion this split. He brings it out, shows us what he is made of again. Look at that damage, man.
Oh man, that's just nasty. Knocked up on the equalizer. That is a red carpet. And
Buster shot.
Yeah, Buster shot. If he just, I mean, you can't predict that. You cannot predict that. That's just one of those awkward things. If he doesn't queue to try and go for the kill, then he gets knocked onto PP God.
Into PP God, yeah.
And then he'd kill him. But yeah, that sucks. That definitely does suck. And it's not like a tilter, because I feel like you're so far behind in this game that if you were to tilt, probably would have done it by now. As a bit of an awkward zip back from Rookie, but he's okay. He will walk out of it. I just don't know where top esports go, Joe. To be honest with you.
Do you know, the thing is, a minute ago we were talking about, you know, Rookie maybe could be the shining light for the squad. Like, how on earth does Rookie side lane against Cream at this point? We just saw like 3 auto attacks and an E. That's more than half of Rookie's health. Now Herald in the mid lane for OMG as they continue to roll this snowball. Equalizer comes down, Jagular stuck on top of it. Will get out with his life, but can't say the same for TN. And that'll be tower taken. And a jungler on top of it as well. OMG just getting everything they could want. And in the meantime, Cream is just pushing away. There's a Drake up on the map. Like, everything going the way of OMG right now.
Cream's even going to make his way up to this top side here. Oh, got interrupted by Rookie. Very, very cute. But, you know, win the line in. First 2 dragons. It feels like that is the pace for OMG. Gale Force plus Lightning as we get the picture of confirmation. Chains connects. Wayward, I mean, it gets Wayward the top side tower and it's a bounty. So, feels good. But that tower is also worth 600 gold split between those 3 members. So, it's, you know,
yeah,
silver linings.
Silver linings. Silver linings. I will say, that has to be the first time I've seen a LeBlanc stop a TP with a chain. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that actually happen before.
Like, yeah, I think it's been I haven't seen it in pro ever.
It's a long old cast, the chain. It takes a long time for the fruit to actually land. The speed at which you got to make that happen, pretty commendable for rookie. And Jamada, I'm so glad to say that we may well be getting a proper series. Because after game number 1, I was real nervous. I was really thinking that it was going to be domination. But now,
Joe, say the phrase.
OMG showing up.
Say the phrase.
I think.
Do it.
I mean, I can't say it yet. I can't say it yet. Not until the game ends.
Okay.
But hands may be involved in this series. That's all I'll say. It's possible.
Ooh, it's getting hot. It's hot in here. All of a sudden,
Just want to mention, totally different note. Kraken Slayer picked up for Abel. You don't often see the Kraken Slayer's Aya.
Yeah, normally Gale Force, right? Damage option. Tien's probably dead. Bye-bye, Tien.
Yeah, he made the classic error of believing that that's his jungle. And OMG, they don't take kindly to that. That's their territory. That's private property. All right? Go back onto the Baron they go with no jungle here for Top Esports. They need a miracle fight. I don't know if they're even going to get here in time for a miracle fight. Jackalov has red and white. Perhaps this can be the window. 2K on the Baron. It should be smited here. The Scream forced away. Baron taken. Hostile takeover is pretty big, but doesn't get much done. And now the Cyclone onto Jackalov. He's going to go down. Wayward's down. Mark is down. Rookie is down. And OMG are down for a series here. 17-3. An absolute smacking.
Top Esports backhanded OMG in the previous game. And OMG said, oh yeah, I'll do you one better. Because we're 21 minutes into the game. A 17-3 kill score and a 10,000 gold difference. And now OMG have Baron. 4 versus 5. You can't fault Top Esports for trying here. This hostile takeover is huge. It does buy a fair amount of time, but it doesn't really stop Aki from going in for this engage. And locking down Jackalov. Mark is also in an awkward position, and Wayward just kind of...
I can't believe Abel lives
too
that.
much. Abel... Very broken. Abel. No Gale Force. He just knew he didn't need it.
See the Jackalov fan there, sat just staring at the screen. Wishing things were different. And Mark now basically one shot. As the rest of the team there trying to protect their support, but in the meantime, Cream just annihilates the towers on the top side. And look at the side lane pressure that you have with the Tristana coming out of the mid lane. Oh, Mark almost goes down to the equalizer. Oh, gee, they know they've won this game already. Oh, Abel in trouble though. Wayward's there. The CC follow-up. 80 carry down. It's a big pick for Top Esports.
Huge.
It's in trade for an inhibitor though.
Yeah, should be. There's no ultimate available on Shanji. Honestly, oh, okay. Never mind.
I don't think they can win 4v5.
No, I was
Abel
gonna say,
is
like,
not
this
the damage source on this team.
No, like, I was gonna say, this is maybe the window where you'd want to see Top Esports force, but like, they don't really have anything besides Tien's ultimate to do it, and they just found Abel. So they kind of just have to sit there and watch their inhibitor fall. And OMG, full control of their fate right here in this game, number 2. I think Top Esports, this game's probably run its course for this one from their perspective. And it's just about how cleanly OMG can actually close this one out.
I reckon Top Esports have got one more fight in them. They lose another fight here. If the supers are anywhere near the base, it's going to be over. Because, let's be honest, this composition does not exactly struggle to take towers. And Cream is just, like, we've been talking so much about Shanji. And by the way, Shanji, 10-stack Medjai's in his pocket now. Just picked that up of the previous recall. But in the meantime, Cream has been quietly building a lead of his own. 3-0-6, a 500 gold bounty. He's got his Bloodthirster as well as a Kraken Slayer. And he's headed towards an IE. And he can just happily sit separate from the rest of the team. He's so safe on the Tristana. It's basically impossible for anyone on Top Esports to match him.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, Munch. I mean, we had a very similar game, just flipped before this. So it's one of those situations where OMG are in full control and Top Esports just kind of have to dig deep and hope that there's like 3 throws in a row and that one of them is in front of Baron. Otherwise, this will go to 1-on-1 and we'll have something on our hands. I don't know what yet. But we'll have something on our hands, right, Munch? Need the Nexus to blow up first.
Soap and water, because I want to wash my hands of this game at this point. with how disgusted it has been from OMG. And I have to say, massive props to Shanji. Like,
Absolutely.
I think a clear MVP coming out of this one, assuming that OMG don't mess it up.
Yep.
You'd assume playing MVP for Shanji, some real plays on the top side. The fact that he survived that Herald play, where Wayward almost gets the all-in onto him. That
Not
play
just the
from
Herald
Wayward,
play.
so close to turning the game around.
Not even just the Herald play, but the top side play too, right? Where they tried to just 2v1 and burst him out. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's a Cyclone blown. But I don't think there's going to be much else. I think it has to be said. Jackilov deals a fair amount of damage. It's just not as much as OMG do as a unit.
Tien! The flash away keeps himself alive. Jackilov trying to escape as well. Flashes PP gone, but Tien still goes down. Mark escapes, but he might be the only one to escape as Jackilov 1 HP. Wayward, you've turned him golden, but I don't think you win that 1v1. Goes for the leap strike over the wall. The burn isn't there. Wayward is trying to escape from Shanji. He knows the game is over, but he'll walk away with his life at very least. I think that's the first fight that he walked away from this game. 21-5. And OMG reminding everyone of why we were hyped about this team coming into playoffs.
Exactly. It's such a fun team to watch, OMG. And I mean, just routed. Nothing that